This is the story of the Imperial Explorer. Once he was a member of the Imperial Legion, fighting High Elves, until the signing of the White Gold Concordant, which led to him losing faith in the empire he had fought for. He decided to leave his rank and explore Tamriel. He moved to Hammerfell. Originally he was going to go to Valenwood, but he understood the current dislike for the Imperial race by elves, and didn't want to meet any High Elves. He arrived in Hammerfell and was immediately involved in a fight with some Red Guard soldiers who called him weak and pathetic. He was wearing his Imperial armour and they looked at him as if he had caused the signing of the Concordant. He killed the men. Others in the inn were shocked and terrified by what the Imperial had done. Red Guards were known for their ability in combat and he had just killed 3 of them. He fled the inn and travelled to another hold. This time he disguised himself with a headscarf and mask to hide his identity. He arrived in the next settlement unrecognisable in stolen clothing. After living in the area for several weeks or months, he discovered that the old Merry Dominion were coming to claim the land they had been promised in Hammerfell. When the battle came, he stood above the battlefield and watched as the Red Guards started to fight the High Elves. The Red Guards were winning, but only just. He charged down and started to kill elves from a flank position. He looked like a Red Guard due to his headwear, but in contrast to the Red Guards, he carried a shield and wore armour. He didn't fit in, but killed many High Elves, and at the conclusion of the battle, Red Guard soldiers looked at him and saw him for what he was, and decided that he was now one of them. He stayed with this society for a long time, maybe 15 years. He heard of the civil war in Skyrim, and also during this time, he continued to fight High Elf invaders, until the signing of the Second Treaty of Stros Mackay. He started to adapt to the climate, wearing similar thin clothing, and he no longer wore any armour. He improved his swordsmanship and shields ability greatly, and after learning everything he could, he travelled to High Rock. He wanted to continue his adventure and explore Tamriel. In High Rock, he learnt the use of magic, in complete contrast to the culture of Hammerfell. He learnt restoration and the art of illusion, and the ability to calm enemies using magic. This became extremely useful to the explorer as he was no longer wearing any armour. He spent over 10 years in High Rock, enjoying the culture, women, and wine. He worked as a mercenary until he was informed that General Tullius was in Skyrim. He had known of the general and his secret dislike of the White Gold Concordant, and decided that he had to meet him. He crossed the border where he saw Griffith Thalmor. He attacked them, killed 2, used a cam spell on 1, however it was unsuccessful. The elf was too powerful for his magic. He would have been killed if it wasn't for a Stormcloak who stabbed the elf through the heart. However, this was what triggered an Imperial ambush, and he was sentenced to death. He escaped Helgen due to the dragon attack, and through the help of a man called Hadvar, discovered the location of General Tullius and joined the Legion again. A stronger Legion was dangerous for the old Mary's Dominion, so he began to help with the takeover of Skyrim. During this conquest, he spent time in the Blue Palace where he discovered a love for Jarl Elisif. He carried out a large amount of quests for the Jarl, becoming her Thane and a landowner, and eventually saving her from a curse to get her love. And this is where you take over. I used Amorous Adventures from the Nexus in this build because the quests it provides are very different and fun, providing another aspect to the game. Obviously you don't have to become the lover of Jarl Elisif. You do not have to complete this section of the backstory, but it was a very enjoyable series of quests. He used an ebony sword and the Shield of Solitude, as well as the strongest healing and calming spell. He wears a hood from Hammerfell, college robes which he acquired in High Rock, and he wears fine shoes. He also wears a face scarf which is a mod, but for role-playing purposes it comes from Hammerfell. In combat, I just made sure that I was camming certain enemies and killing others, and that's really the build, guys. Make sure you use the cam spells effectively and the healing spells effectively. It's a really interesting build, having camming, illusion spells, and swordplay with no armour. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.